Okay, hi everyone. Today we're going to enter the chapter on 8.2 where we'll talk about percentage change, percentage point, and reverse percentage. So, the thing about percentage change and reverse percentage is you've already done these concepts in your primary school. So, my approach to this portion would be a little bit quicker because these are things that we've already done. It's just that we'll look at slightly challenging questions and to see how do we get the information from this question and how do we write them down in properly, okay, and to make do the math around it. So the thing is, the concept that we have over here is when we are calculating for percentage change, or whenever we're calculating for whatever percentage, we always look for what we want is the percentage, and what we always refer to would be the original. So it's always change over the original, and then you multiply by 100%. Okay, now how do we look for change? Usually for change, the formal equation is we take the final value, we minus off the original value. Okay, so this is how we calculate the change. Okay, so without further ado, let's proceed on to practice now 10. Okay, practice now 10. This is a very long question. Okay, practice now 10 in page 16. Okay, page 16. Okay, over here. Okay, so for practice now 10, we have okay, it was announced in this budget, right, that the water price would increase. So the cost of households using this amount would be increased from this to that to discourage water wastage, and they give us a lot of information. So the first set of information that we can see over here is for this group, so from 0 to 40. Okay, so this is cubic meters of water per month. Okay, so in short, we can just write this as meter cube. Okay, cubic meters. Okay, then over here we have our original price. Okay, which is the number of dollars per cubic meter. Okay, so the original price is going to be 210, right? And it's increased to 239. So the final price over here, okay, also dollars per cubic meter, it will be $2.39. Okay. Now then over here to discourage water wastage, the second set of information is for more than 40 cubic meters. The okay, so we have from $2.61, and we're going to increase by 22.9. So over here we will add 22.9%. Okay, so the price is going to add like that. Okay, so the first question that they ask is calculate the cost for using more than 40 cubic meter in the late 2017, meaning the final value. Okay, so in order to look for the final value, we just need to look for our original number. Okay, we are going to look for this 22.9%, right? So when we increase by 22.9%, means that we are looking for 100 plus 22.9. The original is 100, we're going to add 22.9. So in total, it will be 122.9%. Okay, and this one will be 122.9% of $2.61. Okay, so we can put this into the calculator and calculate, and in short we should be able to get 3.21, okay, $3.21 as the final value. And we are looking for the percentage increase in the cost of this water bill from early to late 2017. So means that we need to look for the change first, and we need to look for the percentage change. So what is the change in the bill? It will be in $2.39 final minus off the original $2.10. So this will give me 29 cents. Okay, then after that I can proceed on to look for the percentage change. So the percentage change would be the amount of change over the original amount, so 2.10. Okay, the original is $2.10, and I need to multiply by 100, So this will give me 13 and 17 over 21%. Okay, so very straightforward way to find the final value and the percentage change. So even though the questions may seem very long, but we just need to do a bit of English to get the correct information out. Okay, and the calculation would be rather straightforward. Okay, so the challenge actually lies in the English and not really on the math. Okay, so for question 2, so we have the total birth of Singapore fell to this rate over here. Okay, after a year of record high births in 2015, which experts attributed to the SG50 effect, it continued to fall by 4% in 2017. So over here, we need to track numbers across 3 years. So we're going to start with 2015, the numbers, and we're going to go on to 2016, and we'll go on to 2017. So for 2015, we have a 42,185. 2016, we have 41,251. And 2017, we don't know the final value. Okay, and it mentioned that it continued to fall by 4%. So this one we have to minus 4%. Okay, so let's try to calculate the total birth in 2017 first. So from here, we need to reduce 4%. So original is 100%. When we reduce by 4%, we're going to get 96%. So it's going to be 96% of this value. Okay, so what we have over here, so it will be the total birth in total births in 2017 is going to be 96% of 41,251. So this will give me, with a quick number, will be 39600.96. Rounded up to 3 significant figures will give me 39600. Okay, so 3 significant figures. Okay, so this will be the rough total birth in 2017. Okay, so we need to calculate the percentage decrease in the total birth in Singapore for 2015 to 2016. Okay, so let's calculate the percentage change. So in general, I would just look for the percentage change first. Then the sign will tell me whether is it an increase or decrease. So I'm going to take the change over the original. So the change will be the final value in 2016 minus the original value in 2015, whole thing divided by the original value in 2015. Okay, then I multiply this by 100%. So over here, I will get a negative 2.21% to 3 significant figures. Alright, so because this is a negative value, so this is actually my percentage decrease. So actually I decrease by 2.21%. Okay, so is this rather straightforward and easy? Right, hopefully this will help to jog up your memory from your primary school. Okay, so what I would like to think of is like this percentage of that value or this percent of that value. So we do the multiplication from there. Okay, next let's take a look at practice now 11. Practice now 11. Okay, so we have a monthly cost of running a small business consisting of retail space rental at 2004, wages and utilities. So that each of the components have a value, and each of these values you can actually see that one is decreased by 5%, one decreased by 6%, the other one increased by 7%. Okay, so what does this mean is we need to calculate the change individually. We need to track the change individually, and we need to calculate the percentage increase or decrease, right? Percentage increase or decrease in the monthly cost. So we need to calculate the total increase or decrease. Okay, so when we want to track, when we have different components, right, and we want to find the overall percentage increase or decrease, we will need to look for the total first. So for this practice now 11 in page 17. Okay, so I'm going to list down all my components. I will start with rental. I have my wages, not potato wages, but wages as in like amount of money to pay as salary, and utilities like electricity bill and so on. And I'm going to need to find out what is the total amount from this original cost. Okay, so the original cost of all these things from the question, we can write them down. We can write them down and write them down over here. And the total over here when done by using calculator will give you $4,680 per month. Okay, so for rental in the question it says that it decreased by 5%. Okay, so it decreased by 5%. For the wages decreased by 6%. So wages, right, I can decrease by 6%. And for the final one, the utilities increased by 7%. So this set of utilities, I need to add a 7%. Okay, so original 100%, when I decrease by 5%, I'm going to get 95%. 95% of the original amount would give me 2800. Sorry, 2280. Okay, so this would be my final value. Okay, then decrease by 6%, so it will be 100 minus 6 will be 94% of the original 1800 will give me 1692. And originally 100%, I increased by 7%, 107% of 480 would give me 513.6. So adding everything together, my total will now give me, oh sorry, wrong color. Okay, so 4485.6. Okay, so $4485.6. Okay, so after getting the total amount, we need to calculate the total change. So what is the total percentage change? It will be the change over original. So change is final amount, which is 4485.6, minus the original amount 4680, whole thing divided by 4680, the original amount, multiplied by 100%. So this one, once you press in your calculator, it will give you a negative 4.15%. So a negative percentage change means that this is actually a percentage decrease. So the percentage decrease is going to be 4.15%. To three significant figures. Now, so on this note, when you do this sort of question, we have to look at the total amount. We cannot just lump all the changes together, like okay, -5 -6 +7, so overall with -3%. It cannot mean like that. Okay, why is this so? Because the basis of all these changes, this is the base, the base of all these changes are different. So the 5% of this is going to be the different as 6% of 6% based on another number. It's going to be different. Okay, like if you take the 5%, it's going to be different across these different bases. So what does this mean is we need to do the individual percentage change, and only we look for the total percentage change. Okay, so the lesson that we need to take note over here is, so we cannot add or subtract percentages change directly. Percentage changes directly. Okay, or we cannot take the average of the percentage change. Okay, now the reason is because the bases may be different. Okay, because the bases may be different. Okay, so this is a very, very important point to take note, yeah. So it's a very common mistake in primary school. Okay, so for example, this example applies to things with different component and also things with across different years. So for example, if this one decreased by 3%, this one decreased by 4%, I cannot say that the overall decrease is 7%. I cannot do this directly. I cannot just add directly. Okay, it increased by because the basis of all these things are different. So it's 3% of this one, 4% of that one. So the bases are different and we cannot just add it directly. Okay. Alright, so with this, let us proceed to practice now 12. So practice now 12 is a bit special where we need the help of algebra to help us to do this percentage change. So for practice now 12 in page 18, right? We are tracking the change in the perimeter of the length. So let's read this question over here. The length of a rectangle is twice that of its breadth. If the length of the rectangle is increased by 20%, the breadth is decreased by 20%, determine if any the percentage change in the perimeter. So with this, we need to form this rectangle over here. Okay, we need to form this rectangle over here. So the length is twice of the breadth. So if the breadth, I will put it as L. Okay, the length would be 2L because it will be 2 times the breadth. Okay, so the old perimeter of this rectangle is going to be 2L plus L plus 2L plus L, so it's going to give me 6L. Okay, now let's find out what is the new length. Okay, so the new length is going to be, okay, the length is increased by 20%, so it will be 120% of 2L. Now, if we want to use algebra to help us to do this, we will need it will be good to write this down in terms of the multiplier or in terms of the number itself. So 120% is actually 1.2. Okay, of means times, so 1.2 times 2L. So 1.2 times 2 will give you 2.4L. Okay, then what about the new breadth? Okay, what will the new breadth be? The breadth is decreased by 20%. So from 100% decreased by 20%, we could have 80% of the breadth L. So what is 80% in the multiplier or the number itself? 80% means 0.8 of L, like this. So when we put them together, this is 0.8 L. So with this new information, I can get my new perimeter. So my new perimeter would be 2.4L plus 2.4L plus 0.8L plus 0.8L. So altogether, this is going to give me 6.4L. So the old perimeter is 6L, new perimeter 6.4L. So let us calculate the percentage change in the perimeter. So the percentage change is going to be the change. So final value minus the original value divided by the original value 6L multiplied by 100%. Okay, so now it's going to be, you're going to feel a bit lost because you've never seen this before. Don't worry too much. Over here we can do a little bit of algebra. So 6.4 minus 6 will give me 0.4L divided by 6L multiplied by 100%. Then because you are dividing, L divide by L, you can cancel the L. So what is left to do is just to key in using your calculator. 0.4 over 6 times 100% would give me 6 and 2/3%. Okay, so this is a positive value, means there's a percentage increase in 6 and 2/3%. Okay, so this is practice now 12, question 1. Okay, so let me recap the steps. So we have the old rectangle, we can look for the old perimeter because we need to track the change later. And using the information here, we find the new length and the breadth, and we can find the new perimeter. And because of this, once we have the new perimeter, we can calculate the change over the original. And we multiply by 100%. The algebra part is actually just a matter of minusing and cancelling out the L's. Okay, so don't worry too much. Okay, let's move on to question 2. Question 2 over there, we have, okay, same thing for question 2. We can draw out a rectangle. Okay, let's read this together. So the length of the rectangle is twice that of its breadth. So let's say if the breadth is going to be L, the length is going to be 2L. Alright, so if the length of the rectangle is increased by 10% or the breadth is decreased by 10%, determine the percentage change in its area. So instead of perimeter, now we're looking for area. So let's look for the old area first. So the old area is going to be 2L, so it's going to be length times breadth. So length times breadth. So 2L times L will be 2L square. Okay. Next, let's take a look at the new length. New length increased by 10%. So means from 100% increased by 10% will be 110% of 2L. We can replace this 110% with 1.1. So this means 1.1 times of 2L, which will give me 2.2L. Next, the new breadth over here. The new breadth over here would be, now decreased by 10%, which means that this is going to be 90% of my L. So 90% I can replace with the number 0.9 times of L. So 0.9 times L will give me 0.9 L. So with this, I can calculate the new area of the rectangle. So the new area is going to be, right, 2.2L, okay, multiplied by 0.9L, right? So 2.2 times 0.9. So it's going to give me 1.98, right? And L times L give me L square, right? 1.98 L square. So with 1.98 L square. Yep, 10%. Okay, so with this over here, let us calculate the percentage change in the area. So the percentage change, is going to be, right, so the final minus the original, the change divided by the original, multiplied by 100%. So with this one over here, we simplify step by step. So on the top, 1.98 minus 2 will give me negative 0.02 L squared, divided the whole thing by 2L squared, multiplied by 100%. So now you can see the L square and the L square can cancel because it's dividing. And once you press in your calculator, you will get your negative 1%. So this means that the area decreased by 1%. Okay? Can? Okay, so over here, we have done practice now all the way to practice now 12 involving percentage change. Okay, so in the next portion, in the next video, we are going to explore reverse percentage instead. Okay, so stay tuned for the second video on reverse percentage. Thank you.